iPhone XS versus iPhone 11 Pro versus iPhone 12 Pro speed test on iOS 14.5.1 coming up right now. Let's go. So what is up guys, Nick here helping you to master your technology. In the last video we did the iPhone XR versus 11 versus 12. In this one we're doing the more premium phones on 14.5.1 to see if there's any differences. We'll use the iPhone 12 here to go ahead and test out how long it does take to boot up each phone. We'll begin with the iPhone XS in 3, 2, 1. Now keep in mind this is the Apple A12 Bionic chipset over here. The iPhone 11 Pro does feature the Apple A13 Bionic. That's the one that seems to be giving issues, and then we do have the Apple A14 Bionic for the iPhone 12 Pro. So we'll have to see what goes down here, and the iPhone XS should be booting up here shortly, and around 20 seconds or so the iPhone XS does turn on. Okay, so let's see if we can beat this time on the iPhone 11 Pro, 2041 or 20 seconds or so. Let's go ahead in 3, 2, 1 and see which one can, if it can beat up on the iPhone XS. Will it do that here? And I'm not sure it will. The iPhone 11 didn't boot up better than the XR. They have similar CPUs, and I do have to state that the iPhone 11 series hasn't been doing the best here on this latest version. We really need an update here, I feel like, on the iOS side of things. I think we need to see 14.6 already for some performance updates, and you could see the iPhone 11 Pro definitely not going to boot up faster than that of the XS. It's booting up at around 8 seconds slower than the iPhone XS, so definitely not faster here on 14.5.1. And then for the iPhone 12 Pro, can it beat the 20 seconds of the iPhone XS in 3, 2, 1 and see if it can beat that phone? Now my guess is it should, but we'll have to see if it will or if it won't. If the XS wins here, then that's pretty crazy, but I wouldn't be surprised. The XR did really crazily well in the last video, but the only reason I say this is not because they're not great phones, it's just these newer phones should be doing better, and the iPhone 12 Pro definitely doing better. This one doesn't seem to have similar performance issues as some of the other phones that I've seen, like the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 11 Pro, which I actually Geekbench tested yesterday and it wasn't doing great. We'll see how it does here in the speed test. Alright guys, so confirming the software here for each phone. For the XS, 14.5.1, for the 11 Pro, 14.5.1, for the 12 Pro, 14.5.1. The iPhone 12 Pro does have 6 GB of RAM. The iPhone XS and the iPhone 11 Pro only rocking out with 4 GB of RAM. And so you can see everything is closed out for the XS, everything closed out for the 11 Pro, everything closed out for the 12 Pro. Let's begin with calculator, and you can see about the same on all of them. We'll go into clock, and you can see pretty similar. Let's go into Best Buy, and you can see iPhone 12 Pro. Then those were about the same. We'll head up out of there. We'll go into Amazon, and you can see Amazon first there, and then these two about the same here. Let's go into eBay, 3, 2, 1, and you can see eBay looked like the 12 Pro was a little bit snappier than these two. Let's go into YouTube, and you can see YouTube a little bit slower there for the 11 Pro. It looked like, maybe. We'll scroll through. Let's go to the Explore tab, and let's go to Trending. You can see pretty similar overall day-to-day app performance so far. We'll go into Starbucks in 3, 2, 1. Who's getting coffee first? Looks like we're getting coffee first. Was that the 11 Pro? That might have been the 11 Pro. We'll go into Groupon here, and you can see Groupon. This was loading up a pop-up, but pretty similar on these two. I think the 12 Pro might have had that. We're gonna go into categories here, and we'll go into goods, and basically similar. Looked like the 11 Pro was a little bit behind on that one actually. We're gonna go into ESPN, and you can see ESPN is open there first there for the 11 Pro. Then we have the XS, and then over there, but that was just kind of buffering. Let's go ahead and go into scores here, and you can see that looked like the XS, the 12 Pro, and then the 11 Pro. We're gonna go into Mortal Kombat here and see how they do load up the games. Now here is where I've been noticing a little bit of a performance issue for the 11 series, all of them. The 11 Pro, not really the Pro Max, I haven't seen much there, But we'll have to see how the 11 Pro does in this video speed test, because right now it's actually in the lead over the other two, at least in this first game here. And you'll see, looks like the 11 Pro actually has this one for the victory. It says, shut up, Nick, what are you talking about? So there we go. The iPhone 11 Pro with the victory here. And then the iPhone 12 Pro comes in last. That was strange. So let's head up out of here. Let's try out Pubg Mobile. 3, 2, 1. Some people say whoever wins the PUBG test wins the speed test. Do you agree? I don't really agree. It just means that, you know, this is the test that's like the most powerful, like of all of them, like in terms of the games. This is the most powerful game that takes a longer time to load, meaning that which one is more powerful, you could debate it, but I would still say the Geekbench really shows which one's performing the best, because it's really testing that. And you can see it looked like the 12 Pro had that. We do have a couple pop-ups here for the 11 Pro. Let's go to done. However, I think the 11 and the 11 speed test, it had a worse load time on PUBG than the 11 Pro, so it did pretty well here. Of course, we got a 70 million pop-ups to get to the lobby here on all of these phones. For PUBG, it never just wants to go straight there. That's just not how they roll. So let's hit OK, slide across here, X this out, and there we are. So yeah, so all of them loaded this pretty comparably, so very good on all of them. Happy with the 11 Pro there. I'm a little concerned about the 11 Pro, that's why I keep saying that. Let's go into Temper Run and let us know what you're getting on your 11 series, your 11 Pro, or your 11 Pro Max, and if you think you need an update at this current time. You can see this basic game, easy to handle. But I will say one thing, if you're having performance issues, don't worry, don't think it's going to be there forever. It's going to get fixed in the next upcoming update, so don't be too worried about that. Sometimes this happens, and sometimes it'll be like a performance issue and then it'll be fixed in the next update. So don't be too concerned. Like if you were about to buy one of these phones, like if you're about to buy 11 series, don't be too concerned about that. We're going to go into iMovie here. You can see pretty similar across the board. Let's go into 3D Mark, and you can see pretty similar across the board. So I would say overall, all these applications opened at a very similar time, and it would be hard to tell which one was faster just based on this first single core test. They all did very well in this first round of applications. All right, guys, so let's see how they do on Geekbench 5. Now I'm actually going to record this test so you can kind of see like the length of how long it does take them to finish. So let's go in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so our final results are in, and take a look all the way to the right. We have a little bit of a strange result here. By the way, let me turn off Truth Zone. It's looking a little yellow over there. We have a lower score on the multi-core than both the 10S and the 11 Pro. Now, let's go to single core. What the 12 Pro should be getting on single core is 1587, and on multi, it should be getting 3948. So this is again showing the inconsistent performance of iOS 14.5.1. On the 11 Pro, this is more in line with what we expect. 1332, a little bit better than the average, and a little bit better than the average on this multi-core comparison. Now over here, the 10S seems to be pretty much in line with where it should be. The 10S and the 10R, the A12 series, it seems to be the one that was best optimized for this particular dot version. So looking forward to another update just for some performance enhancements. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and run the Wildlife 3D Mark benchmark, and we'll be back when they are done. So let's go ahead and hit start on all three of them. 3, 2, 1, and I'll be back when they are done with their final result. Okay, so we finished the test here, and we got the lowest scores on the 12 Pro, even though it finished first. 3105, 7539, and 501212 over there. So I guess it's just showing that there's just inconsistent performance on 14.5.1. In my last speed test, the iPhone 11 was performing horrible. Now we're getting bad benchmarks for my iPhone 12 Pro, which should be the fastest phone here. So we need an update. We just simply need a quick update for some performance fixes. This stuff happens, and I'm not surprised by it. It's happened on Samsung devices as well, and other devices as well, and throw out an update and it gets fixed. But right now, I would say that you're not really going to notice this stuff day to day. Unless you're doing heavy gaming, you might notice a little bit less performance than you might have on a previous version, but it should be updated very soon here, and then we have to rerun this test. Let me know if you want to see this redid. If you guys found this video helpful, entertaining, informative, click the like button for me. But before you go ahead and check out this video right here. It's where we did the iPhone XR versus the iPhone 11 versus the iPhone 12 to see how that one stacked up against each other in that video.